Hello Cryosphere, and welcome to this Winter Blue Ocean update. So, we can see that the annual extent is now at 9.7 million square kilometers. That's here, and we got there about 6 days later than expected, which I guess is acceptable. You can see 2013 is the second lowest year for annual extent, and we've been for 3 days we've been 250,000 square kilometers lower than the second lowest. You can see the collapse rate is now 1222 square kilometers per week, and at that rate we will have the winter blue ocean, or zero ice in winter, by March 2168. And you can see 2168 here and March 2168 down here. It's not the biggest font in this view, and the years 2023, 24, 21, 2020 are more prevalent in this view and also more likely, according to this way of making estimates. The year 2020 has been featured a bit the latest days. That's because Guy McPherson has kind of sort of issued an estimate for not only civilization collapse but species extinction for human beings by 2020. And well, when you see 2020 here, it's because it's the same answer, but it's a different question. My question is, when will we lose winter sea ice? And his question is, when must human beings throw in the towel? Totally different questions. So 2168 for extent, that's way to the right here, and the extent decline in this graph takes about 200 years to go to zero. But on the other side of this view, you have the volume collapse, which goes to zero much faster, like before 2035. And most CS experts agree that we have to look at the volume. This is how fast we will lose the sea ice, and extent is kind of less relevant. But of course, if we lose the sea ice volume, we will also lose extent very fast. So it's not going to take 200 years. The extent is going to break free from this linear regression. I think we will see that, in the coming time. So back to Guy McPherson and 2020. I already said that I'm looking at when we will lose the all-year sea ice. So I'm asking a different question than he is. the thing about his estimate for 2020 is that he is assuming things about the future which I'm not doing. So he assumes there will be, for instance, a 50 gigaton release of methane from the seabed in the Arctic Ocean, and he bases that on one Russian scientist who said so in 2008, that there might be a 50 gigaton release at any moment. So the thing is, what I'm doing here is that I'm using the University of Washington Pyomas sea ice volume data, and that is the sea ice in the Arctic floating on top of the ocean is in a way a proxy for the heating of the Arctic. You know, you heat the Arctic and you melt the ice, basically. And so what you're seeing here is the total effect of all the warming, all the heating of the ocean, the heating of the atmosphere, and the total effect of all the feedback mechanisms that are currently running. So the thing about the methane is that it's already coming out. It's not like it hasn't started bubbling out yet. It's bubbling out like crazy, and it's increasing steadily. And it has its warming effect, and it has its melting effect on the ice, which is what you see here, basically, together with all the other feedbacks and all the other heating. So we cannot expect sort of zero methane release going on, and then suddenly 50 gigatons. That's not going to happen. I think we will see some bursts with bigger releases of methane, but no, probably not exactly 50 gigatons. That's just meant as an example or a worst case scenario to illustrate how fragile the methane hydrates are in the seabed. So the most likely turn of events is going to be that you have a steady increase as the ocean and the shallow East Siberian Arctic shelf heats up. It's going to release more and more methane, and that's going to feed back into the heating locally in the Arctic first, and then globally. So yeah, that's basically it. Okay. This is a little plug for the Arctic Sea Ice group on Facebook, which you can join if you want to. This post is output from a script I wrote, and every day going forward I will post a similar post like this. It basically shows the daily sea ice extent in the Arctic and also the daily volume. Both of these numbers are from JAXA, the Japanese space agency. So it shows the extent, then it says if it's a record low or second lowest for the date. And then you have this symbol, which is the delta symbol, and that's indicates the change from yesterday. And I also include the change over the past week, the past month, the past year, and the past 5-year period. plus a percentage decrease over the past 5 years. Same for volume. Then I also have a tracking of the maximum extent and the maximum volume so far. Okay. So that's my pretty short winter blue ocean update. And it will be the last for January 2017. Bye!